Oh, it'll all wash down, it'll all wash down when it rains. Oh, okay. With you in a sec. Just making a cup of coffee. Won't be a second. I just wanted to go live. It usually takes ages to load. Let the kettle boil. Oh, what a beautiful morning. The sun is shining. It's a little hazy out there. Apparently. I've got to not be so flippant. Stop being flippant. That's what my mum used to say to me. So I'm going to look up the word flippant. Okay, here it goes. Flippant. What does it mean? Flippant. Definition. Very English, this one, from the Oxford Book of Words. Oxford, of course, being the equivalent to the most prestigious universities for the most wealthy people who continue to propagate the library system with new words. I think one of the new words this year in the Oxford Book of the Oxford and Cambridge Dictionary, I'm not sure, but I think it was shit show. Let me just pour my coffee. Oof. Proof and evidence of the word flippant. Flippant. I flipped my pants off. No, flippant. Not showing a serious or underlined respectful attitude. Respect yourself. Okay. Frivolous, superficial, shallow, glib, thoughtless, carefree. These are all similars. What does it mean when someone is flippant? Okay, this is Google answering now. Frivolously disrespectful, shallow, or lacking in seriousness, characterized by levity. So every single comedian in the world is actually just being flippant. It's amazing how these words can confine us in our little boxes, isn't it? Oof, he's being flippant. Done. It's okay. He can't talk anymore. Kind of hinted at that yesterday. I am not an authority on anything ever to anybody ever. I'm doing this purely for entertainment purposes. This is just purely me having my entertainment moment in my moment as I wake during my stream of consciousness, which already has been slightly interrupted by a little bit of interaction that wasn't sought by me, but came in anyway through the various pieces of hardware that I have that talk to me. You know, I'm not insane, you know. My phone talks to me. So does my computer. It lets me know. It goes ding and dong and whoosh and all these things. And there's always a message attached to it. And I'm like a man on a desert island waiting for the, you know, I'm throwing my bottle out there. Question reality. And it's bobbing along on the sea. And then I get one back and it comes back and it says, who are you to question reality? Who are you? Where's your food? Where's your boa? Where's your qualifications? Food, PhD, BOA, Bachelor of Arts, BOS, Bachelor of Science, 3-letter agencies, CIA, oops, FBI, GOV. So it's a bit hazy outside. It's a nice day though. I mean, sunshine in here in Southern California, me in Los Angeles area. I'm right next to that wonderful portal to another world, NASA. It's just up the road. I think the Native American Indians had something more precious. My precious. This is my precious. They had something more precious. They actually loved nature and worked with nature. But there was a cave in the hillside in Altadena, which sadly is just burnt down. The majority of it is burnt down. That, along with Pacific Palisades, where some of my family members from the married side grew up, gone, burnt. So, but in Altadena, I think it got incredibly close to the cave and the tunnels. You know, a cave goes somewhere. That was marked by the indigenous Indians, or given the name of Devil's Gate. Portals, you know. Did they know? I mean, I recently did a painting that and I've walked right up to the entrance of some of these places. But I did a painting recently called Exit the Cave. And, you know, of course, it all ties in with, you know, the Greeks and you know, all that stuff. But in truth, I didn't know what I was painting till I was painting it. I with my brush and blah. It was a major, like, what people would deem to be an abstract mess. I mean, an abstract painting of multiple colors and layers, but it started to open up after I got layer upon layer of of different colors and different weirdness paint, and then it revealed itself as the entrance or exit, both entrance or exit to of a cave. And then it started to form. And then I wrote down the side, exit the cave, in big orange letters. It's time to exit the cave. So whatever. So that's just a painting that I did. I did it for my own benefit. It is now a headboard in my bed, and I have exited the cave. Here I am again. Yeah. And your email attempt at sending your beautiful music, I couldn't download it. It said error. So maybe you should do it via one of these services that you attach stuff to. It's bloody hot here. Oh, this morning. I've tried again. Okay. Not weird. Nothing is weird in this world. We've got to get past this idea that things are weird. Yeah, do the WeTransfer thing, because I don't think. Let me check. Sorry, I'm talking to my friend Lisa Lula. She sent me music, and I'm seeing if I can download it. It looks like I can. The thing is, though, Lisa Lula, many years ago when we started working together on music, sending me MP4s of such poor quality, and I'm not blaming you. I know sometimes when you write, it just becomes the moment, and you want to keep that moment alive. And I understand that. That's okay. So I have that version, but I want you to re-record it. I want you to re-record it because I know you can. I know you're capable of doing separate, or at least somewhat separate, voice and guitar as separate instruments. It's just going to make it so much better quality for the listener. Are you not doing this to reach a wider audience? I hope you are, because your music is absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm going to see if it'll play now. It's very rough. Yeah. In your life. Okay, I won't embarrass you, but you can do better. That's my friend singing it. She's in London, away in hospital. Whoa, that's your friend singing it? She loves you very much. She's emulating your voice. You know that, don't you? It's out of respect and love, I'm sure, but she's actually trying to sound like you. And she doesn't have that magical timbre that you have, and the control over your breathing that you have. I believe your music is sending out a prayer for humanity. And I do think that you are spreading love and peace through your music. And she is so enamored with that she's trying to mirror it. And the thing is, a mirror never tells the truth. I'm getting all esoteric this morning. It's because I saw the vultures. See, yesterday when I was out, I saw turkey vultures circling in the air, and I thought, nature's trying to tell me something. I see them often, don't get me wrong, but they're riding the thermals. But there were a lot of them yesterday, and I had to think about all the devastation from the fires that are either side of me. I'm perfectly safe. Don't worry, anybody. I got lots of questions from friends in England who asked me if I was safe. I've never been safe in this world. No one is safe in this world. The word safe is to put it in a box, to save it, to put it somewhere. I'm not safe. I'm out there. I always will be. I always have been. I love it. I question reality. I challenge this completely weird system, this bubble that we live in. I go beyond the fourth dimensions. I go way beyond the fifth, sixth, seventh. I try my hardest to be within that great unveiling of the human truth, which is already within me and already within you. It's called unconditional love. It is all in all of us. This is the time to appreciate it, love it, be it. Unconditional love. All right. So there you go. Okay. Okay, I'll clean it up. Your voice has to, and I'm it's going to sound weird. Your voice, when you mix yours and her voices together, I'm not sure that she's very, very pitchy. I think I mean I'm not denying the song's wonderful, but I'm not sure it's you, dear. Anyway, do what you will, and I'll clean it up. I'll clean up the existing one that I've just got sent in some way, shape, or form. Although it's really hard for me to transfer it from MP4 to MP3 and then bump it back up to Wave. My computer system studio is not as operable as it was in a while ago. So I've got issues. I've also got tissues, but I do use a handkerchief. Excuse me. Doink. It's to soothe the heart. She's really struggling. Then what I can do It's a private conversation. The rest of you can cover up your ears. There's a private conversation between Lisa and I in the chat. So what I can do, Lisa, is I can clean it up and I can give it some reverb and EQ, maybe even some modulation where I can keep it on pitch and just shorten it up. And you can send it back to her as a mastered, finished wave. I can do that, but I don't know if you should sing along with it. It's entirely up to you, of course. But if it lifts her spirit, then yes, do so. I mean, of course, she's going through a horrible time. My morning report has been completely interrupted now by my own thoughts. My own thoughts are now streaming in from a personal perspective of that which is I've been involved in. And okay, yes, that's perfect. Okay. I can't get away from the grief that is predominant here in Los Angeles. And of course, there are many stages of grief. And it's not for loss of life. People do understand this human experience a lot more than we give them credit for, because we paint with a broad brush humanity, especially in areas that are both revered and demonized at the same time. Los Angeles is definitely one, Las Vegas another. Lots of places, I'm afraid, here in the United States that a lot of British people demonize. And I do believe that even is a is a holdover from the jealousy of people that originally left Europe to come to America, but also it's a holdover of Uncle Sam coming over and saving us during the war or the world wars. I mean, these are all holdovers. The British can hold a grudge for centuries and centuries, Europeans, centuries and centuries and centuries. And I want America to understand, United States of America, to understand, I want to help them understand that sadness that comes from envy and jealousy is not one we should focus on. It's not, we shouldn't focus on the 7 deadly sins and call them virtues. It's just no, don't never apologize to me, Lisa Lula. You've advanced me along my path more than you can ever imagine. My senses are on overload, I'll admit. Okay. A lot of finger pointing this morning. Oof. Finger wagging. Yeah. Remember, every time you point your finger, 3 are pointed back at you. Okay. Okay, I'm being reminded. 6 months ago, I did a journey on my bicycle, which I will repeat soon. Not repeat, because it'll be different, because everything changes every minute of every day. Everything changes. Remember that, please, right now. Remember, this is not a place to stop. This is a place to grow. Okay, but I should go on a bike ride today. I'm definitely going on a bike ride. Past the homeless encampments. That's what I'm going to ride my bike. Past the homeless encampments. Now, I've talked to many people who live in these makeshift encampments that have been pushed out further and further from the 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 more wealthy areas of Los Angeles. They're being marginalized, both mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those things. Hi, Juicy and Lucy. Lisa Lula's in the chat too. Lisa Lula's an amazing singer, an amazing songwriter, and a beautiful woman. And this is Juicy and Lucy. They're friends of mine who live on the south coast of England, and they're brilliant too. Yeah, you guys should be friends, I think. You're both questioning it all. So, yeah, I mean, I've just been nudged to go out and go on my bike ride today. So I'm going to go out on my bike ride and check my war-torn area around me. I don't have anything close to me that was involved in the fires, thank goodness. Yeah. So I've talked to you in the past, Lisa and Juicy and Lucy. There is okay. Anybody else that's listening and doesn't want to believe any of this shit, don't. Please don't. Stick with what you believe and love what you love and be with nature. I dig deep in the imagination and into historical things that have been covered up. After the fire, they're already talking about it. The authorities, I can't stay on it for too long. The authorities are already talking about mudslides, right? So mudslides down the hill and then covers up the entrance to the cave. I don't know. Don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, I should save this. This is way too out there for most of the people who may or may not understand, and then all that does is induce more fear, and I don't want to induce more fear, because the fear has brought grief, and the grief is real, and the grief around me I can feel grief. I've had to cut off a friend recently. This is not usually within my nature, but a friend who lives just there, the other side of that window. Oh, you can't see the window. I live in a multi-dimensional world. The other side of this window is a man who rents a room, who is a master manipulator. He's not a demon. He's just a cunt. But he lives there, and he has many stages of cancer, apparently. I mean, I've been to his doctors, and I know he's getting chemo, and I can smell the death on him. I know that sounds awful, but I can smell the death on him, and so can everybody else. He creates this smell, and when I go outside today, the acrid smell of smoke will remind me of the fires. So our sensory overloads are going to happen, and then with that comes some sort of grief. Now, with this man who lives just there, nobody in this compound, and there's 8, 9, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, plus their friends, nobody can stand this man. They dislike him immensely. But when he came in with such a sad sob story that all of our empathetic hearts opened up a little bit. Now mine just burst open, and I helped him for over a year. I took him to places, did things, because he, can you help me, Nigel? I'm a genius. I'm a master teacher. I am a master teacher, and I try to love everybody, but I'm in such pain. My heart is and since most people have stopped talking to him within the compound, he's wandering around, walking around. Command of his language is perfect. He's okay. He's got injuries. We all have injuries, but and nobody is talking to him. He's isolated himself in a bunch of fucking lies to get empathy, to manipulate people so as they will do things for him. And then I talked to his ex-wife, who was supposedly part of why he was all, oh no. And his ex-wife was like, no, he's never done that. You know, things that he told me he'd done to his family, all that. No, it's all a lie. For empathy, because he does that. He manipulates people. He's a habitual liar. Habitual. He lives his own lie. Instead of living his life, he lives a lie. And I wanted to believe him. I wanted to believe him because I wanted to feel, because I did genuinely feel sorry for all of the things he described. These, oh my gosh, that happened to you? Oh my gosh. And then he'd coat them with candy and say, yeah, but I'm strong, so I'll get past this cancer and I'll beat this. You know, it would be the perfect fly fisherman, you know? Ooh, ooh, tempting. Ooh, 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 tempting. Ooh, gotcha. You know, and of course, empathy is very important, but be careful of these fucking vultures that are circling above. There you go, I went full circle. That's all I wanted to do this morning. The vultures are flying on the thermals from the fire and the heat. Just be careful out there. Careful's a really bizarre word because full of care for each other, but also be aware that there are people that will use their grief to ensnare your empathy and manipulate you. It's a game. I love the game, though, the game of life. Lovely to hear from you, Juicy and Lucy and Lisa Lula. And I know you're on the path of progress because as much as we may be marginalized for our imaginations, without creativity, we are stuck. Creativity is important. Create great beauty, and that's it. I love you too. All right. Love you, Lisa Lula. And maybe you two, 3. I mean, I know Lisa's on the East Coast and you're on the South Coast, but you know, England's a little tiny island. It can fit in California 3 times. Take that in geographically, and then think of Los Angeles as being one of the largest cities in the whole world. I mean, is Lisa in your Telegram group? Lisa Lusa has her own Telegram group. And okay. Where am I? Trying to use 3 screens. I have 3 screens open at the moment. Separate screens. Where are we? Telegramo Bigenula. I will drop the Telegram group that Lisa runs. That's to do with frequency and light. The real. Oh, strangeness and charm. Okay. Doopy doo 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 doo. More boost group. Share link. There we go. I'm sharing the link. Copy to clipboard from you to. I know, I'm an old curmudgeon. Here we go. There we go. Apple V. Well, that was weird. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Are you really that down on me, you bastards? You can't share it? There it goes. Thank you very much. Took a minute. It is done. I sent. Yeah. Oof. Be careful of those master manipulators. They've had so much sorrow in their life, they will pass it to you. And they will make you sorrowful. And instead of being sorrowful, we have to be full of life and love and abundance and be creative. All right. That's not to say we shouldn't care for others. I spent most of the day yesterday talking to a woman who's had lifetimes of persecution, and she's a targeted individual. She's been targeted by a cult, and so I talked at length about her breaking free from that by reversing the spell. There you go. We can all do it. You know, we're all master magicians. We are all positive human beings. The strongest thing we have in us. I've gone over 30 minutes. I don't like to do that. Unconditional love. We were born with it. We will die with it. Let's try and work with it during this human experience. Unconditional love. Please, I've been putting in my music. Put it in your music. Put it in your hearts. Unconditional love is the only way we can get away from the master manipulators without actually exiting this world. So let's stay here. We don't need to stay here and fight. That's all bullshit. We can stay here and love. Okay, bye. I love you.